Good evening, everyone, and thank you for tuning in again. This is Soul Work, and I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. And on tonight's show, we will definitely be taking calls from our viewers. And I do have a guest on tonight's show, and he's very fascinating. I remember when I phoned to ask Robert to come on the show, and we had a talk, and it was wonderful. And I want to introduce my guest on tonight, Robert Clark. And thank you, Robert, for coming on.
Thank you for having me.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And you're such an interesting person. Absolutely. And I just wanted to bring up, just before we go on about everything that you have to offer, because Robert provides so many wonderful gifts to share with you all. And he has made a little plaque, really. And I really like the energy of this plaque. Can you explain to our viewers what your symbols represent?
Well, it is my logo, and I believe that all healing comes from the heart.
Right.
So the heart is supporting the vibration of healing, the Om.
Yes.
And then the yin and yang symbol brings together that constant change of wonderful and not so wonderful, hot and cold.
Yeah.
So that's our experience here on the earth. And in the middle is a surfboard.
Yeah, what's the surfboard?
Well,
I never noticed that until
the whole idea
is
is if you're prepared for the wave, then you're going to be on it, riding it, and having a wonderful time. If you don't, you get that little massage in the coral.
Oh.
And that happens to us all from time to time.
Yes. Okay, that would make sense then, the surfboard. Because I know that one of your gifts that you provide for our viewers and to the public in general is the Lomi natural Hawaiian healing treatments.
Yes.
Can you share about what that is? I know there's so many more, of course, but I just want you to tell our viewers about that one because it just reflects with the surfboard, and I just got it.
There you just
I just got it.
Well, there are many different forms of Lomi.
Yeah.
It is a massage-like technique, but the particular one that I do, as well as my wife, is to keep the underlying structure of the body smooth. So we straighten out the ligaments and the tendons. We help to get organs back in place and pull out blocked energy out of the hands and feet.
Yes. Oh, that's interesting. So if you've got blocked energy, it's going to affect the feet because that would represent being grounded also, right?
Well, blocked energy affects everything in your body.
All centers.
Yes.
So if it's more affected in your feet, what does that represent?
Well, our feet are connected in a way that's reflective of the whole body. The whole body is represented in the feet. It's represented in your hands and your nose and your tongue and your ears and your eyes.
Yes, absolutely.
And so many different modalities look at different parts of the body in order to assess what their skill set is.
Right.
And of course, grounding through the feet, but you can also ground through the root of your spine.
Yes, the Kundalini energy.
Yeah.
Interesting. No wonder we could chat.
Sure we could.
Well, back to our questions. See, I get off topic, right? Because it can get really interesting. Now, Robert, by the way, he is a healthcare provider, and you specialize in many different holistic methods. What is holistic therapy?
Well, holistic therapy is looking at the whole picture, not just looking at the thumb or the finger that you've come in presenting as a problem. Because there's a reason why that thumb or finger is having a problem. In Chinese medicine, our hands are connected to 6 different organs of our body.
Yes.
And so if you're presenting your index finger, that's actually tied to your large intestine.
Yes.
So that trick where people pull on the finger and a little gas comes out, well, it actually makes sense.
Yes. Pull my finger.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. That's pretty clever by you. My friend does that to me.
Oh, he does?
So next time I will think of that.
There you go.
So what type of people come to you, let's say? Like, is it certain ages, or do you deal with like children and seniors, or?
Well, I like to have people able to talk, but I have worked with babies. But more traditionally, my wife will work with people who are younger.
Right.
And but I actually have worked with people who are pregnant, and we can work with the baby inside. But most most often it's people who have language. It doesn't have to be the same as mine. You know, I can work with people who speak a different language than myself.
Yes.
Because I try to listen from the heart, and
Yes.
that communication will come through no matter what language goes on.
Yes, it will.
And I provide a safe place where people can feel able to let go of things. Because I don't make anything happen.
No.
I help to facilitate it to occur.
Yeah, because you got to be open to receive.
Yes.
You know, it's because if you have a client coming to you and they're closed off and they got their guards up and they're blocked, you know, the first question I ask is, why are you coming if you're not open to receive? Right? So, I mean, you must use, some oils, and what kind of tools do you use when people come to see you? Are you using like crystals or?
Sometimes we'll use crystals if we need to magnify something or help somebody to release something that they're having difficulty with. We do have some of the best essential oils on the planet. And the interesting thing about essential oils when they're pure is they not only will give you some wonderful effects by breathing them, but they have a vibration.
Yes, they do.
And that vibration has wisdom. And in the sound treatments that I do, quite often we'll use a couple of different essential oils to put the crown on a particular plateau of release. So we get through it, we'll use an oil, and it sort of locks in.
It does.
And then we do some more, and then another oil will come up.
Yeah, so the sound and vibrations will create it. Because it's like doing the ohms and the ohm sound.
Well, and
such,
when I do sound therapy, all my tuning forks are tuned to the sound of ohm.
Yes.
And I have a great big crystal bowl that's the same, and I have music playing in the background that has the sound of ohm in the background.
Oh, okay.
So you're totally nurtured in this beautiful vibration, which happens to be the vibration of the planet.
Yes.
Some of us live in high rises and we get away from that. Well, this brings you home. And everybody feels so nurtured in that sound.
It does. Now, you're also a mastered Qigong instructor.
Well, I do teach Qigong.
Yes.
It was a great thing that happened to me after I had an accident, and it helped me to heal, and I learned as much as I could and found I had an affinity with it. And yes, I do teach people in small groups or perhaps individually.
One-on-one.
One-on-one, yeah.
Because I know that at times, like, a lot of people that I've met and such, sometimes they have an accident or a sickness, like a major sickness, like cancer, let's say, and they make it through with that, and because of their journey, they realize who they are and why their purpose is to help others. Because, what you have to provide for other people, I mean, I have a list here, viewers, and you provide craniosacral therapy. He does body talk, medical Qigong, acupressure, Reiki, advanced rainbow therapy, the Lomi Lomi body alignment, art of traditional Hawaiian, as we discussed earlier, lymphatic drainage and brain work, earth tone sound therapy, orthopedic massage, myofacial. Did I say that right?
Myofacial, yes.
Yes, reintegration and intuitive counseling. Like, oh my God, that's wonderful. So when somebody comes in to see you, let's say, you probably intuitively can already feel what they need to be looked after or what issues they need to resolve, because you work with past life energy too.
Of course.
Can you share with our viewers about that?
Well, basically, when people come, I ask them to be open to whatever we do, not to choose a particular modality. Some people have heard of craniosacral therapy, and so they want to have craniosacral therapy. Well, that would be wonderful, but we don't want to limit ourselves to that, because I have a number of different tools.
Right.
I listen to the wisdom of the soul, which tells me what it is we need to do, and if we can do it in that manner, things happen very efficiently.
Definitely.
But if a person really wants to just have craniosacral therapy, absolutely, we can do that.
Yes, definitely.
Then the next time they come back and they go, maybe we can do whatever it is that my body wants to do.
Yes, because it's so important to be open. What do I need to, it's like, somebody, coming to see me, the same thing. It's like, what's going to happen? Well, I don't know. It's whatever messages Spirit is telling me that your soul needs to hear.
Yes.
So because you provide so many different, services to others, it'd be the same thing, exactly what you said. So let's say if somebody wanted to come see you or book an appointment with you, what is the best way for them to do that?
Well, to either call me And that's the best way because it hits me
Okay.
in the pager.
Yeah.
And I'll get back to them in 5 to 90 minutes.
Yes, you do, actually.
I do, yeah.
You do.
And
What's
or
your
they can make
website?
inquiries. Our website is journeytoharmony.com.
Yes.
And there's obviously a phone number on there, and there's
Yes.
also email.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, it's been wonderful, having you on here. 10 minutes just really flies by, Robert.
It does.
But the good news is, viewers, Robert is staying the full show. So after these commercial break, we are going to start taking calls. And that number, Calgary, is 403-539-6710. And we will be right back after this quick commercial break. Hang in there.
You fill up my senses, come fill me again.
Fruits and veggies. They come in all shapes and sizes and add color and goodness to every meal and snack. So whenever you eat, include fruits and veggies. And mix it up. For information and recipe ideas, visit fruitsandveggies.ca.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. And for those of you who have just tuned in, this is Soul Work, and I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. Thank you very much for tuning in. And on tonight's show, my guest is Mr. Robert Clark, and he is very intuitive, and he provides so many different gifts to others. So just what drew you into this line of work, Robert?
Well, I had an injury, and
Right.
my orthopedic surgeon said I'd only get 40% of the use of my leg again if I didn't have some oriental therapy.
Right.
I didn't speak Chinese, and I didn't know what the heck he was talking about. But lo and behold, on Rogers, I guess it was Rogers Cable 10 then, there was a little interview about Qigong. And I listened to it. I got signed up.
Right.
I took the courses and found out that it was something that was going to help.
Absolutely.
And it made all the difference.
Well, there you go. And then it started you on your journey for everything.
Exactly. Because I
Wonderful.
used to work in IT 15 years.
Yes.
A lot of people said, how could you go from the machine to the people? Well, you still have to talk to the people
Yeah.
to help them with the machine.
Yes, you do. Absolutely. That's wonderful. So Robert is going to help us with some calls tonight, by the way, everybody.
Excellent.
And we already have a caller on hold. And our first caller is Michelle.
Hello.
Hi, Michelle. How are you?
Good. Hello?
Yes, yes. And you have a question for us?
Yes. I actually have been quite ill for a number of years, and I'm kind of at a point trying to decide whether I need to move or try to stay and keep my home. Like, it's kind of, it's a big time of flux.
Yeah. I mean, like, the bottom line is we can't run from things, right? The only way we're going to be able to resolve different issues is to resolve them head on. We can always make a move, of course, when we're truly ready, regardless of what. But what's most importantly is, you've got a lot of letting go to do yet, right? If you wanted to do some healing work, let's say, Robert would be wonderful actually to go see, right? Because there's a lot of stuff you are still holding on to, right? So if you are ready to make that move, you can certainly make that move. I do feel a fresh start for you, honestly, would be the good thing for you to do right now. I really do. right? If you even moved by, let's say, even where water is, or even drank more water, water represents emotions, and that will also help you, right? What about you, Robert?
Well, what she just said about water is so important because we're between 65 and 80% water. And sometimes it matters what kind of water you drink, because sometimes what comes out of the tap it's clean, but it may not have all the things that you need in it. So investigating about using special waters might be a good thing.
Yes, but when you are ready, Michelle, to make that move, okay, you got to be prepared to let things go from the past, right? You know what I mean? Because if we're stuck in that energy and clung to it, it's not going to matter where we move to, because we have to release it and let it go, right? You have to let go of all of these guilts that you're carrying within you. You really do.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot more involved, right?
Yeah.
But
it's interesting about the water, because the move is either like the possibility of maybe moving to Vancouver.
Yes, do that.
Or my mom moving here to help take care of me.
Yeah,
or
water.
Me going there.
Yeah, water for you would be really, really good and therapeutic. But that's the thing, it doesn't matter where you move on this planet, right? It's all about working and resolving issues from within that need to be healed and that you need to let go of, right? And you got to stop pointing the finger to yourself so much and blaming yourself for certain things with guilt, because I'm feeling that in you. I'm not going to go on and on what it is, right? Because that's private. But you do need to release. So when you're prepared, when you're ready to do so, that will happen for you. And even Robert can help you even through that also, right?
Yeah, because that's something I realized when I was looking at things a few years ago, just a different sort of modality of goal setting is, to look at what skills or what do you need in order to get there. And anyway, through this, I realized that I don't have a good example of really letting go of anything.
It's all about when you're ready, right? And that's what I told you earlier, let the guilt go, okay? Because it's all about when we're ready. It doesn't matter what age we're at, right? We don't have to be 20 years old or 50 or 90 years old. It's all about when we're truly ready to release, right? That's part of the healing process. When we hold it inside so tight, it does create health issues.
Yeah.
It really and truly does. So when you're ready, right, you'll know it. And I would definitely take the steps to that, because once you let go, your whole life is going to shift. It really will.
Yeah, because I was looking at some different treatment, or I guess something like with Robert or...
Yeah, whatever you're drawn to. Like, always go by your intuition of whatever you're drawn to do. Right? Because I remember years ago, many, many years ago, I had a medical issue and my doctor was going to give me a hysterectomy, and I'm like, oh, no, you're not. So I kept on hearing in my mind acupuncture. I went and had one treatment of acupuncture. I was cured, seriously.
Holy cow.
Yeah. So you got to really tune in and ask Spirit for help. So whatever you're really drawn to, I would recommend that. And if you're not sure, just start the procedure and then, release, let go, and be open, right? Because if you're not open and you got your guards up, nothing's going to work.
Right.
Yes. But thank you for calling in, Michelle. We've already got someone else on hold.
Yeah, okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Take care.
Welcome. And our next caller is Ronnie.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Ronnie, for being on hold.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And you have a question for Robert and I?
Yeah, my question is, I feel the whole world's problems is on my lap, and all my family members and my sisters and brothers, I don't know why everybody is going through the sickness.
Yeah.
So maybe you can feel from my voice what's going on. I never felt lonely or anything, depressed, but I feel so stressed out. So I feel what's going on.
Yeah. I mean, what's really, really important is making sure that you yourself are healthy, okay? Because each one of us has our own journey within, right? And whenever you're a warrior, right? So you worry about everybody. And when we worry about everybody, that can also create even sickness inside of ourselves, right? And then we stress out more and our immune system goes down. What about you, Robert?
Well, exactly that. It's a real big strain on your stomach and your spleen. Those are your thinking organs. And you can cause yourself all kinds of difficulties by thinking too much about one particular idea. If you give yourself permission to allow yourself to let go of some things, then that could start to happen. But it's a trait that you probably learned from your mother, and she learned it from her family members, and it gets passed down that way. It's not so much a genetic thing, it's a learned thing. And something you learn, you can unlearn.
Yes. Yes, and again, that's the thing, is holding on to everything so tightly, right? When we hold on to everything so tightly, we want that control, it makes matter worse. It really, really, truly does. So I would think of yourself and make sure you yourself, is very, very healthy first, right? Like I said earlier, we each have our own journey to be here for many, many, many different reasons. Right, so I hope we've given you some bit of a little bit of an insight, but we already have somebody else on hold as well.
Yeah, but I just wanted to find out, because the building I've just moved in.
Yes.
And why am I so lonely? It seems everybody's against me.
Yeah, don't worry about that. That's just fears. That's just fears, right? It's just being accepted, and you got to do some positive mantras every day. Like each mantra, each day say a new positive mantra. Like every day, just say, I'm meeting more and more new, wonderful, friendly, positive people each and every day. I am being accepted. Things are flowing. What about you, Robert? Do you have a little bit of a mantra to give to her? We have to change our mind of thoughts.
Well, have you ever thought of humming to yourself?
Yeah,
Yes.
I do that.
Yes.
I do meditation 2 hours every day.
Wonderful. And do you...
3 to 5 in the morning. I think that's why I have survived.
Okay, so you've got the equipment and you've got the time.
Yeah.
Just really go with the flow of it and go with the inspiration that you get.
Yes.
Okay.
Because that will come from your inner wisdom, your soul.
Yes. Absolutely. And thank you for calling
Thank you.
in.
Thank you very much.
You're
Thank you very
welcome.
much,
Thank you very
everybody.
much. Thanks for
And
calling.
all the best.
Yes,
Thank
you
Bye.
too. You too. And our next caller is Maxine. Maxine, you have a question for us. Hello.
Hello?
We hear
Yes,
you.
I do.
And your question, Maxine.
Hello?
Maxine, you need to mute your television?
There.
Yeah, don't have your television
Oh,
volume
okay,
on.
that's what's wrong. Okay,
Yes.
hello?
Yes, and your question, Maxine.
Well, I lost my husband last year and my son a couple of years before that, and I'm having a terrible time. But we came home twice, and my front door was open about 2 inches. Was that them, and is he around me?
They're always around us. First of all, they're always around us. Their energy is around us. There's many, many different ways that they can come around us, and we can call upon them to come around, right?
Do you think that it was them that opened my door?
There's different signs. There's always signs, right?
There's
So
always signs.
yeah, always signs. Whenever a little door is open, it's a door opening. You know what I mean? You always got to listen for your gut instinct first. But like, even if I always have candles lit on the set, for instance, right? Always do, right? Candles attract angels and spirits and everything like that. But yeah, they're together. They're very, very much around you, very much around
They
you.
are.
And ask them, just say, can you please give me a sign that you're with me, that you're around me, and they will come through for you, right?
Okay.
But it's just being open to receive that information.
Has my husband got any message for me or anything?
I just really feel that they want you just to let go, right, and know that they're very, very much around you, right?
Are they together?
And to yes, always.
Good.
Always together. It's like they're walking, beside each other and very much around you.
Are they?
Yes, very much so. But just talk to them and just say, give me a
do
sign.
Quite a bit.
Yeah, they will. They very well come, they'll come to you more so even in a dream form and such like that.
Yes.
Yes.
And they're well, of course they're okay.
Yes, of course. Yeah, so they'll come to you in dream forms. That's a way for them to, come to us a lot.
He's got no specific message for me.
No, I'm not picking up a certain specific message. It's almost like, to let go, right, and find that peace within and stop worrying about everything.
Okay.
And to live your life, right?
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, it's difficult though.
Yes. Thanks for calling. We only have time for one more quick call. And our next caller is Helen. And it's got to be a quick call or quick question. Helen, hello?
Hi, this is Helen.
Yes, and you're...
hi, Jenny. Nice to talk to you.
Yes, you too. Quick question.
Jenny, my youngest daughter is not feeling well, and they're not sure what's wrong, and they're putting her through all kinds of testing.
What's her first name?
Her name is Amanda.
Amanda?
Yes.
Yeah, it's almost like with Amanda, she's a very karmical soul. There's a lot of energy that's carried forth through her right now. She's very intuitive. How old is she?
25.
27 to 32 is another cycle for her. So
I can't hear you, Jenny. Sorry.
There's from when she's. You got to mute the sound on your TV.
It is off. My TV is off.
Okay, right. So from 27 to 32, okay, you're going to see a shift with her. Okay, and this is so much involved with it, right? This is karmic energy that's carried forth from a past life from her, from her reincarnation.
So she just needs to be cleared?
Yeah, she needs to be cleared, right? Whenever she gets cleared, it's like she's holding on to all of this energy, and when she lets that energy go, it's like a balloon, right? And there's a dart, and then once that dart hits the balloon, all this energy be released. Even work done with Robert would be good. Because Robert can help.
There's
Robert
nothing
can clear
really
that
wrong
out.
with her health-wise? She just has blockages?
Yeah, exactly. It's the blockages. So that's why I said the balloon and the dart, and then the air comes out, the yin and the yang, the chi energy. Because Robert, you could pin the roots with that. I can see that.
Yeah,
right. The spots that you touch. That's why the medical field has problems with it.
That's right. When they can't find anything, usually it's got to do with environment, or it's got to do with emotional circumstances that are blocked.
Yeah, it's past life connected.
It's all past life?
It's past life connected.
Or just current stress?
That's carried forth. Our past life energies and stuff like that gets carried forth, and when we carry forth, we hold on to that energy, which gets really hard to release it if we don't know how to do that. Right? So it's like pressing different energy zones.
They're trying to tell her that she has Crohn's disease.
Yeah, she needs to have this stuff released. Right? Released. And that can be done in natural healings. Right? When we work with natural healings and stuff like that, we can release a lot of that energy. So if there was work done on her in this certain area, and the next time she goes back to the doctor, they're going to see a big difference done. And I'm getting the wrap-up sign, unfortunately, Helen. Right? We're already at
Jenny, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
For your guest, thank you.
You're welcome, and don't mean to cut you off, but we're at the end of our show already.
Yeah,
and I want to thank
thank you.
And I want to thank my guest, Robert Clark. Thank you so much for coming on the show tonight,
thank you, Robert.
Thank you for having me.
I'm your host, Jeni Cousins. See you next week, Calgary. Good night. This is Soul Work.
Proceeding was a community access program. Shaw is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit shawtv.ca. Opinions expressed in this programming do not necessarily reflect the views of Shaw or its employees. The following is a community access program. Shaw is proud to support local producers and share local voices, ideas, and opinions. For more information, please visit shawtv.ca. Opinions expressed in this programming do not necessarily reflect the views of Shaw or its employees.